John, we're here at the Bellator Dublin Media Day. You've been to a few of these before, but it seems like every time we're at these things, you've got more and more fighters on these cards. Does that seem right to you?
I guess so. I guess it's creeping up. Let's see on the night. There's always a few pull-outs. But let's see on the night what number I hit.
Yeah. What is that like, just in a very real sense, about having to go backstage, edge of the cage, in terms of shifting your own mentality from fight to fight when you're cornering?
It's something that takes time to get used to because it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster. I actually wore a heart rate monitor for one event. I don't know if you've seen that. And
what did it show?
Just a couple of peaks and troughs. Right. So it's a long night. My first fight will probably be at 5 p.m. and my last fight will probably be at 11 p.m. So you're talking a 6-hour period of controlling your emotions and controlling your adrenaline. But I also relish it. It's first world coach problems. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Excellent. And just with regard to the Richard Kiely and Michael Benham Page fight that was announced a few days ago, obviously there's a bit of a kerfuffle up there on the stage, and there seems like a bit of heat around this particular contest. And then one thing I noticed, outside of maybe the Irish martial arts community, not a lot of people in the UK or the United States have heard of Richard Kiely, because let's face it, he's got four professional fights. But then again, like I said, he's going back 10-15 years of actual martial arts competition. What is it that these people are underestimating about what Richard Kiely is going to bring into the cage on September 27th?
So Richard is actually, they're probably similar level of experience of martial arts. Obviously, MVP is more MMA experience. But it's not like MVP's coming out with double legs and jiu-jitsu. His style is kickboxing. And what's interesting is his particular style of kickboxing, sport karate or points fighting, is exactly what Kiely has seen for over a decade. Yeah. So I actually think Kiely's in a unique experience. I say someone like Cyborg. When Cyborg was facing MVP, that was probably very disconcerting to say the least, because Cyborg has that kind of Muay Thai style and plodding your way towards your opponent, and then suddenly he's got this guy that's got these kind of snake-like movements, and it would have been very off-putting. For Kiely, that's exactly all he knows. Yeah. He's actually more used to that than facing a boxing guy or a Muay Thai guy. So I actually think almost for the entire Bellator roster, in terms of striking, Kiely is probably best positioned to not be flustered or put off by these feints and fakes that MVP is very good at. It's an intriguing matchup.
It really is, yeah. I think a lot of people are overlooking that aspect of it. But what did you make? I consider you to be someone who's fairly attuned to the mentality of martial arts and mixed martial arts and so on. What do you see when you see a fighter like MVP up there on stage saying that, yes, I am overlooking this opponent, I am looking past this fight? Like, in no uncertain terms, he's like, this is a warm-up for me. Not just because Kiely represents SBG, but just as a whole, is that the right way to approach something like this?
I never take what's said in interviews too seriously. Right. I know MVP is a very good fighter, very experienced. He's from a very good team, the military fighters, great coaches over there. They're going to be training hard. There's no way that Alexis and Paul will say to MVP, I'll take a couple of weeks off. We got a handy one here and I'll see you in November. They're in the gym day in, day out. They're pushing themselves. It's good showmanship, but I know he's going to be training.
And just very briefly, if I may as well, how do you take the rest of the fight? Like Peter's got the Ryan Scope, James has Calvin. What do you make of those contests briefly?
These are very tough evenly match fights. Gallagher, Eleanor, that's a cracker. It's obviously I'm leaning towards my boy, but it's a tough one. Very skilled fighter, Eleanor. That's Peter all over. Peter's been taking really tough evenly match fights like that for years, but he's been travelling to Uzbekistan and these places doing it. Now he gets to do it on Dublin soil. Bit of a slip in the last one. I think that was more just an adjustment to a particular style. This time he won't make that mistake. He's going to be ready for it, but the card is intriguing.
Absolutely, yeah. Just as well, so everyone made a big deal of it. It's 5 years, pretty much to the day. Well, last week it was, of the UFC Dublin card, which I suspect still stands up there with the most proud days of your professional career. Do you see? It seems like that was the precursor to a big movement in Irish martial arts, obviously. And now, to me, this seems like this is it. This is the fruits of that labour. Things like this. Does that ring true to you?
Now, the bigger anniversary is 5 years today. I asked Orla to marry me.
Is that so?
She agreed.
Congratulations.
We're still engaged. I keep putting the date on. But anyway, yeah, I mean, Conor 100%. I sometimes joke that all of these fighters should be given Conor 10% because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. He made the sport a national sport. He took it from being a niche sport to something that's on Virgin Media. You know, it's 100% that. There's no way around saying that. Now, the guys that picked up the bat and ran with it, you know, you can give someone an opportunity, but you can't make them work hard. You can't make them have their own little buzz. Gallagher's got his thing going on. Wheely's got his approach. Kiefer's got his approach. So the guys are very, very grateful for the door being opened, or he kicked the door open, as kind of said back in the day. But it would have meant nothing if the guys went in and just didn't train and got hit by everybody. You know, they had to fulfill their side of the agreement. So I'd like to think it's a team effort.
And just final one for me. We're a couple of weeks now, 3 weeks or so away from you opening the latest SBG gym or your new gym,
The Monster.
The Monster. So just if you can tell me briefly. I mean, I've seen the 3D animation, and I've obviously been to the current gym a few times and things like this. But what are the improvements, or what are the main improvements that you see in this new facility compared to the last one?
The change rooms.
I won't argue with that.
Yeah, the first gym was built with love. A lot of people mucked in and chipped in, and but there was just no budget to do.
Actually, go on the centre, it's fine.
The training areas are fantastic. Right?
Yes.
Lovely octagon, 2 large matted areas. It's very functional. But this one, you know, like have a 12-person sauna, a huge sauna in it. I'd never even heard of a brand called Porcelina. They usually do 5-star hotels. They're the ones who are tiling my change room. So it's stuff like that that's going to really give people like, this is something a little different. We have a whole full room, bigger than this room, for the strength conditioning vehicle training. Didn't even have that at my last area. So yeah, I was only talking with Conor yesterday about this. We have, I guess in the business it's called a soft opening. So we're opening August 12th for my members, but actually September 21st, which will be the week of Bellator Dublin. Conor's going to come out and do the public opening. Oh, excellent. I'm hoping to have a few other people there as well. Conor's just set I nailed him in for that date, so no backing out of it now. But yeah, you know, as I texted him, I said, I would not this gym and wasn't there. You know, I've done some good things, but I wouldn't be at the level if it wasn't for Conor. So he played a huge part in me having this, and I'll be forever grateful for that. But yeah, you know, even Andy Ryan to me earlier was saying like what you're achieving here is more like what a national level sport would do. You know, you're opening up a world class facility that has things in it that is usually doing on the national level.
It's like we didn't have an Olympic swimming pool for a long
Exactly.
time.
So that's what I'm hoping this will be for MMA. And it's almost breaking me. It's October 2017 was when the journey began on this. November 2017 is when I found this unit, and then since November 2017 until August 2019, I've been trying to make it happen. So
is there a part of you that's just open the damn thing and get it over with?
Yes.
Excellent, John. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much. And